All right, welcome back to Automotive Blockchain, where we bring you blockchain and crypto news as it relates to the automotive industry. Today, we are going to be digging into BMW and Mercedes-Benz and how they are using blockchain from everything from mining on down through the driver's seat. So let's get right into it. So here we have an article from Ledger Insights. BMW expands supply chain blockchain for parts traceability. This is awesome because a lot of manufacturers are going down this path, and here it is. Today, BMW announced it is using blockchain to enable traceability of its components in its international supply chain. The German automaker unveiled Partchain project, initially piloted last year, which would increase transparency for all its partners. It goes on to read that by leveraging Partchain, BMW aims to track a component's journey from its origin to the factory. That literally means from the mine to the manufacturing facility. By bringing its suppliers on a shared blockchain platform, the company would get a clearer view of its supply chain for better compliance and audit. They are trying to reduce the amount of fraud that happens from some of the raw materials, as well as saving what I would consider, in my opinion, hundreds of millions of dollars just time going from point A to point B. So that said, Partchain enables tamper-proof consistency and verifiable collection and transaction of data in our supply chain, says Andreas Wendt. And Andreas is the member of the board of management of BMW AG, responsible for purchasing and supplier network. Now, the interesting thing is that it reads down here, although it started with parts, in the long run, BMW hopes to move further down the supply chain to track critical raw materials from mine to smelter. So this is awesome because the ability to track all of the parts from point A to point B, including from the manufacturing facilities, is going to save a lot of money. I want to just kind of note that among its other projects, BMW worked with VChain to develop the blockchain-based Verify app, which enables used car buyers to verify details such as odometer readings, maintenance, and activities. So this is an awesome project. And now, question is this: who really is VChain? Just so you can kind of get an idea of the scope of what the technology is behind this. And VChain, on their homepage here, or actually underneath their solutions section, they have a number of different solutions. In the automobile section, they have a solution called Automotive Passport Solutions for manufacturer of automobiles and other OEMs. With the automobile solution based on their VChain Thor blockchain, VChain assigns each vehicle a unique VChain ID and a digital passport that covers the entire life cycle of the car. By using the authentic data stored on the blockchain, the brand can assess the quality and authenticity of auto parts. So it reads here, additionally, access to the data can be shared by the vehicle owner to different third-party service providers, such as for car insurance, used car trading, auto finance, etc. So I like the fact that they're talking about the parts, is because when it comes down to recalls, this will be a great tool having in the blockchain. So just think about it for a minute. If a component goes down in a car that causes it to have a recall for whatever reason, they would be able to identify that series of vehicle IDs and then literally alert that owner through other technologies that probably still have to be created or could be created native in the car to notify the dealership, as well as the customer and the insurance company about that particular car needing a critical recall. So a quick summary. We know that BMW is using Hyperledger Fabric for their Partchain project and simultaneously using VChain for their Verify car project. In my opinion, BMW is being very, very aggressive in this space, and I really look forward to what they do next. Now, what is Daimler up to in the name of all things Mercedes-Benz? Daimler is also pressing hard in the blockchain sector. So right here on the Daimler site, you can see their similarities to what BMW is doing. Best practice SmartVIN is just one highly developed example that makes use of blockchain in Daimler mobility. Specifically, and here's why they're putting the Daimler SmartVIN together. According to research, in Germany alone, more than 33% of the odometers in secondhand cars, that means the used cars, have been tampered with. This leads to trust issues in the used cars market and could potentially harm the brand and image. In other words, people are adjusting these odometers down so they can get a better deal on the car when they're selling it privately or whatever. So, what if a vehicle's information and its entire history could be stored in a secure virtual vault that couldn't be accessed or changed? So that's exactly what they're trying to do with SmartVIN. We intend to store on the blockchain the financial and transactional information of a vehicle's life cycle. Now just think about this. We just mentioned with BMW that with BMW's initiatives through VChain, as well as through the Hyperledger, that they're seeking to cover the entire life cycle of the vehicle from the mine to the driver's seat. So here we have the information of a vehicle's life cycle from the moment it leaves the factory assembly line. So this is on that second half, so you can start to compare this SmartVIN with the Partchain application that BMW has. In this particular case, they're looking for delivery data, registration data, maintenance data, odometer readings will be stored and accessible to the car owners and future car buyers. So that is one of the first approaches that they are looking at as it pertains to the passenger vehicles. And I just want to say that one of the ways that they're going to kind of back this up is perhaps a wallet. So this here is, why has Daimler launched a crypto car wallet? This is also from the 24th of July, literally just about 11 months ago. And what you see here is blockchain technology is increasingly showing potential in today. So Daimler, which is the parent company of Mercedes-Benz, recently partnered with blockchain firm Riddle and Code, gotta love that name, in a bid to produce a hardware wallet for automobiles. And the result was called, drumroll please, the crypto car wallet. So, resembling a rigid box that's easily stored inside the car, the crypto car wallet is Daimler's latest technology aimed to making vehicle identification more secure and simplified. I repeat and specifically highlight, making vehicle identification more secure and simplified. You can see then that vehicle identity is going to be key, and they want to be tracking everything from that goes on with the telematics of the vehicle. So what we have here then is, let's look at blockchain for vehicles. It goes down and describes a little bit more about that, but we want to say it could help companies ensure proper maintenance is carried out, which could have utility within logistics firms in transportation such as buses and taxis. And you can see right here, it is this ODB dongle that just probably gets attached right underneath your dashboard, and it's called the car wallet. Pretty cool picture. Similar to this article in Tech HQ, there is another one in Ledger Insights from right about the same time frame as the THQ, which reads, Daimler Commerce Bank pilot blockchain digital cash for machine payments. Again, they're talking about the money. Daimler Trucks and Commerce Bank have run a pilot to use a Daimler Truck wallet to make payments with e-euros from Commerce Bank. Once these e-euros, and we're talking about electric euros, are used for payments, the recipient who receives those e-euros can request Commerce Bank to convert that back to digital cash. Can convert the digital cash back to its bank account. So they're going to be converting it back to fiat. So we're looking at a system that'll be put in place that'll be an electronic or digital currency. And might I even add a central bank digital currency, a CBDC. They'll be able to take that and then transfer it back to a more of a fiat currency. So the system has the regulatory approval of the German Federal Financial Supervisory Authority. Just a couple of details on this that go into it. Some of the applications. So what are some of the applications? Daimler envisions numerous potential applications. These include processing tolls, transmitting freight papers, potentially controlling and billing subcontractor drivers, and processing pay-per-use vehicle leasing. So we saw just a little bit ago about the BMW's investment of 1 billion euros. There were 5 areas of ventures that they were looking to join into: the Reach Now, the Charge Now, the Free Now, and Park Now, and Share Now. And with the Share Now, they were discussing the 4-car sharing. So I can kind of extrapolate based off of this is that when they're looking at this pay-per-use vehicle leasing, it may be one of those things that also tie into some of the sharing of the vehicle with someone else. So when you think about the way that the world economy is going and things are going down, you can start to imagine, and this is just me with my own opinion, my own speculation. This is not any type of financial advice. I'm just kind of denoting that you can start seeing, like you would see in the upper tiers with automobile sharing as well as plane sharing. You can start looking at it from leasing of vehicles and a pay-per-lease. So customers would then have a central parking location, and then I could imagine that they're able to, and there'd be a series of cars that they would have access to based off of their blockchain ID. They'd be able to walk up to that car and be able to lease that particular vehicle. So where have I seen that idea before? This is not me just pulling it out of thin air. Well, I'll show you. Let's go over to the wonderful country of Japan. I am not going to get into everything that Toyota is doing. I just want to read the highlight of this article. Toyota launches Toyota Share, a car sharing service, and Chokonori, Toyota rental car service for a future mobility society in Japan. And the overall point of this that I wanted to make is that Toyota will provide a range of mobility services to fulfill a diversifying automobile needs of customers as shift is made from car ownership to car use. Key thing, car ownership to car use. So people are looking to just use the cars for a short period of time, and we're not talking about the normal payments for over 36 months or whatever. We're literally talking about per use, per day, per week, etc. So we're looking at micro payments. So we'll close out in saying that BMW and Mercedes-Benz are making key investments in the mobility as mobility service providers. They're utilizing a lot of resources in order to get the blockchain industry in the palm of their hands and in the grasp and stay ahead of the curve. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well as like this video. It will definitely help with all of the wonderful things in YouTube algorithms.